Welcome to the Chet TV Newsroom. I'm Trevor McManus, and here are your top stories. Roads were detoured, but have no fear, it won't be for long. A new Dawson Creek mayor is just around the corner. And finally, RCMP are looking for a good Samaritan in the Mile Zero city. It was a busy day Wednesday in Chetwynd. Mayoral closed down Highway 97 at the junction with Highway 29. Chet TV's Joanne Lohr caught up with site supervisor Tony Hardy about the construction.
All right, Tony, what's going on here with Mayoral?
Well, this new construction, this crossing has been out of service. Well, it's not been out of service, but been renewed. We need to get a chance to get it renewed for a while. And working with the radio station and the county, perfect time to do it today.
Awesome. And how long is this going to be detoured?
We should be out of here about 5.
Awesome. Anything else? Is this part of a big project or is it just temporary here?
No, this is a big project. We ought to be, I got asphalt coming, so we ought to be done by 5 and the traffic will be back open.
What time are the detours happening?
We started this morning about 8 o'clock. We should have traffic open about 5 this evening.
Mayoral is working hard and will continue to work daily from 8 till 5 generally. The men here are working very hard and updates will be soon. For Chet TV, I'm Joanne Lohr.
Stay tuned to Chet TV and Peace FM for further information on Mayoral and potential delays. Staying in Chetwynd now, the Regional Agricultural Plan consultation meeting will be held September 16th inside the Chetwynd Recreation Center. The Peace River Regional District is developing a regional agricultural plan. This plan is being prepared to help guide decisions of the regional board to support and encourage the long-term prosperity of agriculture in the Peace region. This consultation meeting is being held to invite further input for the community on some strategies and options that might be included in the Regional Agricultural Plan. Don Cameron Associates is being retained by the Regional District to assist with the development of the Regional Agricultural Plan. Don will conduct the consultation meetings. Now to Dawson Creek politics. Tuesday night, members of the community got a chance to hear from the candidates running for the position of mayor, which was left vacant by now MLA Mike Bernier. Jeremy Earle, the president of the District Chamber of Dawson Creek, talks about the event from Tuesday night.
There was a whole swath of different issues being discussed. We actually allowed, we as a chamber didn't submit any questions because we wanted to give the citizens as much opportunity as we possibly could to ask questions, but everything from the ongoing discussions with respect to the possibility of water pipeline from the Peace River, airport expansion, sidewalk maintenance, downtown revitalization, how we as a community can best leverage the opportunities before us with respect to primary resource development and industry coming in, tourism, how we were going to, things like the Encana Event Center, things like Calvin Kirk Center. So, everything was on the table. There was a very broad spectrum of issues discussed, and it was great to have 4 candidates giving 4 different visions for how they see that proceeding. As an individual, I learned a lot, and I did kind of solidify who I was going to vote for, but as a representative of the chamber, we are nonpartisan, so I can't specifically give you a name. What I will say is that everybody had plenty of opportunity to articulate their vision for the city, and I think it's going to be a very, very interesting election.
Election day voting will be at the Encana Event Center this Saturday. The Dawson Creek RCMP are looking for the public's assistance to help identify a good Samaritan. On September 9th, there was a serious assault which occurred in the Canalta area of Dawson Creek. The crime happened in what's believed to be a small gray or silver 4-door car. A female victim was assaulted by an acquaintance, and after the suspect left the victim to fend for herself, she then had to flag down a Good Samaritan who was driving by. The Good Samaritan gave the victim a ride to the local Dawson Creek Hospital, but did not leave a name. The Dawson Creek RCMP would like to speak with the person because they may have more information that could help the investigation. The victim has been released from the Dawson Creek Hospital. And now in local sports, the Chetwynd Mud Bog Fall Brawl is in full force. And much like last year, the 2 things we can expect is thick mud and heavy competition. Peace FM sat down with Mud Bog organizer Jen Slater.
Now, Jen is the organizer for the registration for an event coming up on September 14th and 15th You guys know it. It is the annual Mud Bog event. And Jen, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Now, Jen, tell me a little bit about what you do. You organize the registration. You do a few other things as well.
I'll be sitting in the registration booth starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning and filling out paperwork for all the drivers, as well as recording times throughout the event all weekend and posting times of all of the racers at the end.
Now, for those of us who are new to Chetwynd and haven't seen this before, what exactly is the Mud Bog?
The mud bogs are a bit of a race through a big mud pit, not just like it sounds. There's 3 pits that are set up there. They're full of mud and water, and basically there's different classes in the mud bogs. They start at the 100 class and go right up to 1,000, depending on wheel size and the frames on the vehicles, as well as vehicles that have nitrous or other add-ons like that. So there's lots of different sizes and types of vehicles that can enter into the mud bogs.
Now, when you talk about the 100 to 1,000, are we talking about the engine size? Are we talking about the power of the engine? Okay, so if it is a situation in that case, then we'll get somebody else who does know in that regard. We're going to be cutting that out.
Yeah,
so.
perfect.
Let's talk a little bit about the sponsors of this. There's a few sponsors that are helping out with this Mud Bog.
Yes, the biggest sponsors in this mud bog are Peace Valley Industries, Chetwynd Petroleum, and Murray's Liquor Express.
Now, with that, are any of those guys entering any of their trucks?
All of them will be in the mud bogs. Scott Parrish from Peace Valley Industries, he runs in the mud bogs every year, as well as Murray Swanson from Murray's Liquor Express, Matt Dalkey from Chetwynd Petroleums as well. So they're all very involved, working very hard this week to get everything up and running.
Now, there's not just the mud bog, but if people are coming from out of town, they can do some camping. Is that correct?
They can, absolutely. There's camping available on site. There'll also be concession and parking for people that are just coming for the day. There's family rates. It's $25 per day for a family, or $10 for adults per day. Kids under 14, $5 per day.
And there's also prizes as well, too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, the winners will take 100% payback. So the entry fees for trucks are $100, and entry fees for quads and side-by-sides are $60.
Would like to kind of take a look at the registration times. When does that start?
Registration starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday and it goes to 11. So all the paperwork will be filled out. Teching will be done during that time as well. And then the races will begin at 12 p.m. on Saturday and 12 p.m. again on Sunday.
We're speaking with Jen. She's the organizer for the registration for the Mud Bog. And Jen, one of the other questions that we have is, where is it located? Where is it going to happen?
It is at the motocross, just towards Moberly Lake, outside of town on the right-hand side. There's signs all over town, so you'll be seeing them as you're heading up the highway.
All right. Well, one final question: Are you prepared to get covered in mud if you have to? Or?
Absolutely. I'm always ready to get covered in mud.
There you go. All right. We've been speaking with Jen. She's the organizer for the registration for the Mud Bog that is coming up September 14th and 15th. And Jen, again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Nothing like getting dirty on a Saturday. You can catch the Mud Bog this weekend, early morning at the motocross track. Stay tuned. Joe's got your 5-day weather forecast coming up next. For producer Anderson, inside the Chet TV newsroom, I'm Trevor McManus.